Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, August 11th, and this is search news we covered over at Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. Google News had a publisher center issue where feeds were not updating for publishers. Google announced that the FAQ and the how-to rich results visibility will drop significantly. We'll get into that in detail. Google spoke about old content, and that kind of blew up a little bit. There's a new robot that you might want to block or not. GPTbot from ChatGPT, OpenAI, and a lot more search news, so definitely stay tuned. And I'd like to thank our sponsor this week, RankRanger. Thank you, RankRanger, for sponsoring. RankRanger is the all-in-one professional SEO software. RankRanger is a comprehensive SEO platform that allows you to grow your business with data and analytics. It offers valuable insight through advanced rank tracking, including above-the-fold tracking, organic share of voice reporting, actionable SERP data, and SERP analysis tools. So definitely check them out at rankranger.com. Thank you for sponsoring. So the Google News Publisher issue we had this week was that with Google News Publisher Center, it's a publisher center, it's kind of like a search console for publishers. It was basically showing that a lot of publishers were seeing their RSS feeds were not being updated by the Publisher Center for 3 or so days. You were able to manually refresh it if it was out of date, but it was plaguing publishers for about a week. Just a couple of days ago, I think on Thursday, Google has actually fixed it, maybe Wednesday night. Google fixed the issue where the Publisher Center was showing up-to-date information in the Publisher Center, but this was a nice catch by Bapoon. So thank you so much for spotting this and letting me know about this. If you notice any issues over the past week or so, it might be related to that. Also this week, Google announced that they're going to be showing fewer FAQs and how-to rich results in the search results. When it comes to FAQs, Google said they will only be shown for well-known authoritative government and health websites in the Google search results. Other websites will not get the FAQ rich results in the search results. To go into the how-to results, they will only show up on desktop-only types of queries. They will not show up on mobile anymore for any website, only desktop. Google said, Search Console, you may see a change in click-through rates and click-through rates, I'm sorry. But people are actually seeing some people are actually seeing a higher click-through rate since they noticed these drop off. Maybe people weren't clicking through because the how-to and FAQs answer the questions, and now maybe people have to click through. We will see. It definitely started to happen. People are noticing the drop right now in terms of the visibility in the Google search results. So there's a lot there. And Google said you don't have to remove your structured data. You can keep it if you want. It doesn't hurt to keep it. So let's keep that in mind. Of course, maybe people won't want to remove it, so Google doesn't get that data for maybe SGE and other places. So Danny Sullivan, the search liaison at Google, went ahead and said on Twitter, and let me quote, are you deleting content from your site because you somehow believe that Google doesn't like old content? That's not a thing. Our guidance doesn't encourage this. Older content can still be helpful too. Now this is coming from supposedly a paper that CNET went ahead and deleted a bunch of old content as an SEO strategy to rank better. If you go through that CNET paper, it's actually not bad. It's not saying just delete old content because it's old. It's going through a lot of performance metrics and quality metrics to make sure that content is good before it actually gets deleted. But in any event, people are saying, Danny Sullivan's basically saying, don't just delete old content just because it's old. Delete old content only when it's not helpful anymore. If the old content is still helpful, then keep it. Helpful content doesn't make a difference if it's aged, if it's old or new. It's definitely something that Google wants. And this really shouldn't surprise anybody. I covered this topic, I don't know, probably close to a dozen times about Google saying not to delete old content and so forth. So keep that in mind. And there's a lot of discussion around this. Definitely take a look at that article. There's lots of links to CNET, what they changed, their PDF and so forth. So definitely take a look at that. But again, in short, helpful old content should not be deleted. It could still rank well. So keep that in mind. Danny Sullivan said last night at the Search Central Live San Francisco event that when it comes to using AI-generated content, oversight from humans is definitely important. He said this when somebody misquoted him as saying at the Search Central Live event that Google is okay. Basically, Google said that PhD level content will be generated by AI. AI-generated tools will be able to generate same level, PhD level content. And Danny Sullivan said, I did not say that. He said, maybe one day that will happen, but today it's definitely not the case. And you can actually see when it comes to AI-generated content that's not exactly reasonable, and that you should go ahead and definitely provide human oversight to any AI-generated content, especially if you want it to be helpful for users. So keep that in mind. If you are using AI-generated content, Danny Sullivan, the search liaison, said you should definitely use human oversight to make sure that content that is generated by AI is actually good. When it comes to AI, John Mueller said, don't let Google search always index your AI chatbot output. A lot of people are using these AI-generated chatbots. Some of them are actually outputting the actual text in the publicly to search engines so that the search engines can actually crawl the output. John Mueller's like, maybe you don't want that. So just make sure that if you do or don't want that, make sure if you do want that, fine. But if you don't want your AI-generated content to be publicly accessible, if you're using a chatbot to answer questions that people putting in answers and questions, like I know Search Engine Land has a Search Engine Land bot. If you go ahead and want to ask the questions, you can ask the questions. But if you don't want those answers to be visible to search engines, make sure you block them. That's just a PSA from John Mueller. Spotted a new Google search feature. It says from publishers you follow. So if you do follow Google News publishers, you can follow this site, Search Engine Roundtable, by going to search Google News and search for Search Engine Roundtable, and then click on the little follow star icon. And if you do follow it, if you do a search and queries and content matches that publishers, there'll be a new section called From Publishers You Follow. This is spotted initially by Mobile Anyhater. I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. But a lot of people are seeing this is actually fully live now. It was live on mobile and desktop, so definitely take a look at that. It's pretty cool. And maybe we'll give some publishers some more visibility from people who love their publications. Google is testing a new badge for the Trusted Store badge. They're actually testing what's called a Star Store badge. This was spotted by Brody Clark, who has this screenshot here where it says Star Store. Instead of showing a trusted quality store or trusted store or something like that. So interesting new test. Google Images is fully rolling out, I believe, the new interface for how those images look like in the search results. Specifically, they're showing 2 lines of descriptions, one for the site name and favicon, as well as a page title usually right below it. Here's a screenshot of that in action. Google is testing colored plus topic search bar filters, refinements. So Google released the search bar refinement topic cluster buttons a while ago. Most people see them. You see them on and off, actually. And now, if you're on mobile, I see them where they're actually colorized. You can see green, gray, blue, or you can see the normal ones. Bing is actually testing where you can actually go ahead and select text from the Bing search results. So we covered this a few months ago where you actually select the text in the actual Bing search results on any browser. It will let you initiate another search in Bing search. But now they're actually letting you doing a Bing chat from that search. This was provided by Frank Santman, and I can actually replicate this. It's pretty cool, and it's trying to drive more traffic to Bing chat. Google Business Profiles now has a new pets attribute. With the pets attribute, lets you say if your store, retail location, or location, business location is dog friendly. Do you allow dogs in or not? And that's what that pet attribute allows. This was spotted by Claudia. Nice find there. Google Local Service Ads has updated their photos guidelines, saying their review process for photos is much, much faster, and they're relaxing their photo guidelines to allow you to be more creative with your reviews. So with your photos, I'm sorry. So if you do upload photos to your Google Local Service Ads, it should be a little bit more pleasant for those review processes. Google Ads has released a new responsive search ads, RSA ads guideline or guide, PDF guide. So definitely take a look at that. I think it's like a 6 or so page PDF guide for responsive search ads. Google Ads has released a bunch of new ad features and reporting for the upcoming holiday season. I counted about 7 search-related features. One is new customer acquisition with high value optimization setting. Google also enabled the pickup annotation, later annotations for all merchants who don't, even those who don't have local inventory feeds. Google has expanded access to search top slot ad formats for businesses using Performance Max for store goals. Google said it dramatically reduced the average onboarding time for local inventory ads and introduced a new local store ad unit format. Google has updated the product page with more details about product issues through new reporting, including out-of-stock inventory, high bidding target like ROAS, and also missing information feeds. Google updated the product performance tab in Merchant Center to access more information as well. And the deals and shipping annotations for your Google Shopping ads and free listings will get more visibility and personalization, Google said. Plus a bunch of other things, so definitely take a look at that. A lot of new features coming for Google Ads for the holidays, and I expect a lot more to come as well. Google Ads has released version 14.1 of the API just a couple days ago. So if you are using the Google Ads API for various reasons, you can have a bunch more features in there with version 14.1, which was released, I think, on Wednesday. Google Ads is testing a new scan-to-call QR code interface where if you want to go ahead and click to call, instead of clicking to call, you can actually scan your phone QR code to actually call. This was spotted by Kushal I don't see this myself, but it looks to be some type of test that Google's doing. I posted a poll about Google Analytics based on somebody else's poll that was removed later on, and it basically showed the same results. Basically, 75% of SEOs are not happy with the new Google Analytics 4. I assume a lot of that is because it's new. Obviously, it's not. The old one is very simplistic. It actually worked very well. People loved it. And the new one, people are not so happy with. Of course, being forced over to a new interface on anything is not happy, and people are not going to be happy in general. But I asked, what are your thoughts about Google Analytics 4? 50% said they hate it. 26% said it's somewhat negative. 18% said somewhat positive, and less than 6% said they love it. I'm not sure which 6% said they love it, but there are a number of people that do love it. And finally, ChatGPT, OpenAI's ChatGPT has a new web crawler called GPTbot. If you want to go ahead and block it from using your content for its AI-generated answers, you can now. They will respect the robot.txt protocol. Again, it's called GPTbot, and you can go ahead and block it if you want. GPTbot. Did I say B? GPT, like ChatGPT, GPTbot. There you go. Any event, sorry for that confusion at the end. Any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered at the Search Engine Roundtable, SEOroundtable.com over the past week. Again, thanks to Rank Ranger for sponsoring. Deeply appreciate it. Everyone have a safe, healthy weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Goodbye.